Hi, I'm Cherry's girlfriend asking you if it's okay that to check out the description down below and click the link to Cherry's Shopee account. It will really help this channel if you purchase stuff from Cherry's Shopee account. So please take a quick look and don't hesitate to buy some toys, secondhand items, and all sorts of ukay-ukay. Now enough with the plug, let's get back to the video.
Yo, it's your boy, the C to the Y, the G to the Y, Cherry Jerry Baby. And today's podcast is about Trigun, the animated series, and Trigun in general. Now, speaking about Trigun, I will be at Ayala 30th on April 29 and 30th for Ozine 2023. I'm so excited to be there. Come by and say hello. I'll be dressed up as Yoda. It's gonna be great. Alright, now going back, Trigun podcast. Let's do this. I have a special guest with me. It is the greatest Philippine professional wrestler to have ever lived. His name is Classical Bryan Leo.
Nice to be back, bro.
It's great to have you back, man.
You sleep long today?
I don't know, man.
I don't think you did. Spent like the whole last few days binge watching the show, right?
Actually, yeah. I'm so amazed how fast we breezed through it.
Yeah,
You know?
it was 2-3 days. We finished the show for the most part.
Yeah. You suggested it to me. I was so lazy to watch it. And then when I was like at the point where, oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. I have to like breeze through the series and stuff. It's like what, 20 minutes per episode, right?
Yeah.
After watching the first 4 episodes on Netflix, I said to myself, this is easy. I can do this.
It gets quite easy after the first episode for me personally.
I was like super mad at you at first when I saw like the first 3 episodes. I was like, oh my gosh, Vasta Stampede is just so annoying. It's so cringeworthy. But yeah, as the series goes along, it starts to grow on you, you know, all the characters. When Wolfwood gets in, yeah, okay, I'm invested. I want to see what's going
somewhere
on.
in the middle to me was, the peak of the show. Where it was, Vash and Wolfwood, is that his name?
Nicholas D. Wolfwood.
Yeah, Wolfwood, yeah. I think he came in at like, what, the 8th episode, maybe?
Yes.
I think that was the peak of the show when those two were having those adventures together. And my favorite episode is still Quick Draw, right? When they were doing that little shootout competition with each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really good one.
As mentioned, the first episodes were a little bit cringeworthy, but it grows on you. But the thing is, Trigun, the anime series, failed in Japan. But
What?
Yes, it did.
Built in Japan?
Yes, it failed in Japan, unfortunately. But Toonami picked it up around 2003,
For
though.
Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ever since then, it gained a huge cult following. So what got you to like Trigun if Japan didn't like it?
I remember I was looking for something to watch. Like, it was summer in high school.
Okay.
Okay. And somebody recommended Trigun to me. And I'd never heard of it, never read the manga or whatever, but he told me it was really cool. And I saw this character with this long red coat and blonde hair, and I thought that is not something you normally see, right? Okay, so I watched it. And it was basically a hybrid western of sorts,
Yeah.
with the setting and the big guns. And this guy, to me, I didn't find him annoying. I found him really, really funny, really stupid,
Okay.
perverted. So I kept watching it, and I was like, well, this is quite entertaining.
Okay.
Plus, I was really into westerns at the time when I was younger. Still am.
Yeah, we had that phase. I remember when I was still young, I had the plastic cowboy hat
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the long rifle.
I think every little boy has that phase, right? The cowboy's phase, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Vash the Stampede's unique revolver design?
I thought it looked really cool because I was a big fan of this other anime that involved a guy wearing a red coat called Helsing, and he had a huge gun too, like a huge automatic gun too.
Alright.
Okay. And to see that character use something somewhat similar,
Okay.
gave me instant gratification. So yeah, I wanted to check it out. I wanted to see how effective he was when he actually used the gun.
Okay.
Because if you remember, for the first few episodes, he never fired a bullet, right?
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, he didn't fire a bullet until maybe the 5th or 6th episode.
They are letting the stuff grow onto you and give you like little hints and whatever.
Exactly.
And, yeah, the build up, it's nice. The story behind that is that the creator was breezing through gun designs. He's like looking through gun magazines and gun books and whatever. And then he got the revolver and he just flipped the long piece and the rest is history. And it works actually. It's because when you pop open the top, this weird battery thing comes out and then
Yeah.
you get the angel gun.
That's Quite interesting, man.
And I find it interesting with the way that they depicted Vash's Stampede and the Angel Gun. It's because the Angel Gun released black energy, which is weird.
I thought no, he had the white one.
No, who had the white one was Knives.
Knives?
Yes.
Are
so
you
you
sure?
got yes. Vash the Stampede is supposed to be the bad guy. It's because he's releasing the black energy, but no, he's the good guy because he's good and he has the angel gun. His gun looks like an angel.
I'm so shocked. I thought for sure he had the white energy.
Among the gung ho guns, who was your favorite gung ho gun?
Does D Wolf? Can I spoil it a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Nicholas D. Wolfwood.
Yeah, Wolfwood. Yeah.
Okay.
He was good. He's probably my second favorite character, you know? I mean, he was really cool. He was very similar to Dash in a lot of ways, but he was only had different viewpoints and whatnot, how to
Okay.
handle the world. And kind of shocking for me what his real ambition was, but I think it
Okay.
was hinted at a lot.
What I like about Nicholas D. Wolfwood is that he reminds me of characters that I would see in the Desperado series.
Desperado?
In the Desperado film franchise,
You
yeah.
mean with
The-
Antonio Banderas?
not necessarily Antonio Banderas. There were multiple mariachi guys who had guns.
Yeah, but I get
There.
what you mean. But
Yeah.
the point is, it was the series starring Antonio Banderas, right?
Yeah.
Just so I know.
Which is actually a remake of the original.
El Mariachi.
Yeah, El Mariachi.
Yeah, remix slash sequel slash reboot slash whatever.
It actually gets me confused, with how the thing works. The El Mariachi series, the Desperado series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was you know that he made the first movie with $9,000 as his budget. Mm-hmm. El Mariachi.
Okay.
Yeah, he earned that money being a lab rat basically.
All right.
Yeah, he gave himself for tests and whatnot. He used the money to make a film.
Okay.
And eventually got a bigger budget because of how successful the first one was. And he sort of rebooted it with Antonio Banderas.
I'm actually fortunate to be able to watch that $9,000 film
It was great.
in Jack TV.
It was on Jack TV.
It was on Jack TV for a very short time, for a month. They had that, thing going on where they show a movie of the month.
Yeah,
It
but
was
I
El
think El
Mariachi.
Mariachi was there. It's interesting.
Well, yeah, it was there for a month. And Fortunately, I was able to watch it like once or twice, and it was pretty good. I can see why people loved it. The problem is that, it got boring for me because, it's old.
Well, yeah, that just goes to show that you know how creative a guy can be with such a small budget and a lot of determination. Because back then, editing a movie was so hard.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the days where you had laptops with all these video editing apps or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You actually had to use VHS tapes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And a camcorder and things like that.
Yeah. $9,000.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a part of that budget, went to all of that, right?
Yeah.
But,
Now, going back to the gung ho guns, my favorite was Dominic the Cyclops.
oh, she was great.
For obvious reasons.
Oh, you are weird. Okay.
I'm like, yo.
Wow. Okay, look, but in all seriousness, she was a great character. At first, I had to rewatch that episode a little bit every now and then, just so I understood how she was able to get the better of Vash for a little while.
Yeah.
And I found, okay, so she's got this weird power where she sort of hypnotizes people.
Okay.
So they don't, have their senses working properly, so you can sneak up on them, right? I thought they could have done more with that character, though.
What I also like about Dominic the Cyclops is that she reminded me of a similar villain from another anime called Yu-Gi-Oh!
I didn't really watch it that much. But I think I know who you mean.
Yeah.
He was the guy cheating.
He was the guy cheating. He
was
had the
like-
gold
He had
eye.
the golden eye and he was
Yeah.
seeing through the cards, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I actually saw that episode.
Okay.
And he was great.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite villain?
Probably Legato.
Probably Legato.
Yeah, I found him to be quite an interesting character.
Okay.
And he was very formidable. I actually found him more interesting than Knives, to be honest with you. And I was kind of disappointed with the way that they ended his run on the show. But it served a big purpose, so yeah, it's all good, I guess.
I'm actually very intrigued with the flashback because I only realized that after rewatching it with you that what he had was Vash's arm, his original arm.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Which is why whenever he looked at his hand in a few episodes, he would get flashbacks of Vash for some reason. I'm like, that's odd. Only to find that he was created using that arm, basically. Yeah, that was really cool.
What do you think about Millie Thompson?
She was the big girl, right?
Millie Thompson was the big girl.
I liked her. I found her funny, but she was really weird. I liked the fact that her character eventually started to really develop.
I like how simple-minded she is.
Personally, my favorite moment of hers was in that first episode
Okay.
where she had that big gun and all these guys were hitting on them, right?
Yeah.
And the big gun just fell out of her coat and they were like, ah!
But that was the first episode, right?
Yeah. But nobody had any idea who Vash was, even though it was so obvious to the audience who Vash really was.
And it really amazes me just how smart she actually was. Nicholas D. Wolfwood was playing chess in exchange for a ticket for a ride, and then
And he was losing until she came in and moved his chess piece, right?
that's right.
Yeah, and it was like one step and he won.
Yep.
I remember that, yeah.
Millie is smart. And then it was at that episode where they actually started to develop a relationship.
Yeah, you told me there is something interesting about that one. Aren't they like vastly different with their ages?
Okay, I don't necessarily understand with what's going on with the series, with the franchise or whatever, because Wolfwood supposedly in the anime is 26, but in the manga he's 18. And then there was Trigun Rumble, which by the way I'll be doing a podcast with my girlfriend.
Was this a series?
It's a prequel to the
It's
series.
an animated movie, okay.
Is an animated movie that is connected supposedly to the series,
Yeah.
but is set 20 years before the series. Nicholas D. Wolfwood is supposed to be 6 years old.
And he looks the same.
Yes, he looks exactly the same. So I don't understand anymore sometimes with the ages.
Yeah, maybe somebody from who's watching this can explain it to us in the comment section.
Yeah, please explain. About Vash, by the way, Vash mentioned in the anime that he's around 136 years old, but right now, supposedly, he's thought to be at least maybe 150.
Yeah, it makes sense considering the timeline in that final episode, right?
Yeah,
They revealed all the timelines and whatnot.
In the manga, he never really mentioned how old he is. So I don't know anymore what to think about ages, timeline, and connectivity, because the thing with the anime is that Vash the Stampede's anime Trigun is only 60% filler, and the 40% is
To
canon.
be honest with you, I preferred when there was more filler and not so much canon. I don't know, I just like the idea of him being stupid, going around causing trouble unintentionally.
What's great about that is that, you get to turn your brain off for a minute and just enjoy Vash the Stampede and all his friends for what they are, rather than connecting everything to everything.
I understood you have to build a lore for a show and whatnot, and eventually you need to have some sort of big plot point. But I liked it best in the first few episodes where it was just him being stupid, running around, destroying the town unintentionally, and when him and Wolfwood were doing stuff together. To me, that was the peak of the show.
Speaking about Vash Stampede's friends, what do you think about Meryl?
Didn't like her at first, but as it went on, she was a pretty interesting character, I think they could have done more with her, though. I was a little disappointed with how they handled the women in the end.
It's funny that you mentioned that. It's because actually there is a fan theory right now that suggests that Meryl is connected to Rem.
Yeah, I think that was hinted at in the 25th episode when they were on the mountainside together, right? They were on the hillside together. He stared at her and then suddenly he got flashbacks of Rem.
Check this out. The way that Meryl described her grandmother, not necessarily in the anime, I'm not sure where she described the grandmother. Maybe in the manga, but the way that Meryl described her grandmother suggests that Rem was her grandmother, or at least the sister of Rem. So
The grandma was the sister of Rem?
Yes. Meryl's grandmother is maybe the sister of Rem.
That doesn't make any sense. So they arrived on Earth 130 years before the first episode.
Wait, Earth? They weren't on Earth.
Or whatever planet they were on.
It's called Planet Gunsmoke because Earth was destroyed.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
Okay, so, but the point is they arrived on that planet 130 years before the first episode.
The sister was probably frozen, dude.
Yeah, the Seed Project. Okay, my bad.
that's why Knives managed to kill the relative of Rem. What do you think about the fan theory, man? Meryl being a descendant of Rem or Rem's family.
As it is, on its own, maybe when they do get back together, he'll have his chance to have a version of Rem by his side.
I agree.
I enjoy it.
What do you think about Vash's voice actor?
You had hints that he was somebody special. I liked the English voice actor, by the way, guys. The
Okay.
English voice actor, I liked him.
Okay.
Who was he?
That was Johnny Young Bosch.
Johnny Young Bosch.
He is Adam Park from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yes. This is one of Johnny Young Bosch's earlier voice roles.
He did a good job.
Yeah.
So, did he voice Beast Boy too?
No, that
No?
was Greg Sipes.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
But Johnny Young Bosch did voices Robin though at one point.
He did a very good job. I liked him, especially again when he was being quirky and happy and funny.
Okay.
He did a very good job. Very good casting.
What's funny is that Nicholas D. Wolfwood's English counterpart voice actor, he was supposed to be the one who was supposed to play Vash Stampede.
Okay.
The thing is, the people who made it possible thought that he had a more smoker
Yeah.
voice. So instead of giving him Vash, they gave him Nicholas D. Wolfwood.
Okay.
And what's great about that is that Nicholas D. Wolfwood is actually the second main star in Trigun, based on the manga, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, he died in the series.
Did he die in the manga?
In the manga, I don't know. Because, well, I'm not sure if what happened in the manga is that he got resurrected or whatever, but all I can say is that he's in it because I haven't really read the manga.
Well, yeah, neither have I. That's why I'm asking. But
And
yeah.
I don't know how the timeline works because maybe the manga came first before the series.
It did.
No, I mean based on events. What's actually happening is that Trigun Maximum, which is a continuation of the original manga, was happening while the anime was happening. So I don't know which came first, the original manga or a Trigun Maximum or the anime, timeline-wise.
Maybe if things went well in Japan, for the series, I mean, they would have had a sequel series to really answer all of that.
Well, what they had was the reboot.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm not fond of the design, so I'm gonna try to push myself to watch it someday, but not now.
I'm not fond of the reboot either because, that's not my Vash Stampede.
Exactly, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it just looks too modern,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. I don't know, a lot of the charm to me of the series was the design and the animation, you know what I mean?
What I like about the Trigun Rumble movie, at least for the first 30 minutes watching it, was that they put modern effects on it, but they still kept a lot of the old animation and the old
Exactly, yeah,
way of
'cause
drawing it.
It was like a signature style, right?
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
signature style. It's something I can, enjoy. Vash Stampede met a little girl in a decimated city. It was July City, I think, something
Yeah.
like that. He has no memory of destroying it. Years later, the same girl has grown up and blamed Vash for destroying the city. Yeah, I think you remember it was when the head engineer came to repair the plant.
And she kept calling him what you call puppy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without knowing who the girl was, Vash Stampede courted her and was clearly sexually attracted to her.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the huge age gap between this allegedly 136-year-old and this somewhat 20-year-old, 26-year-old girl?
They didn't look that much older than each other, so I don't know.
Okay. It was really questionable, with Millie Thompson and Nicholas D. Wolfwood, though. Yes, Millie is 19-year-old.
because on the show she's 19 and he's 26, but according to you, he was 6 years old in the animated movie, right?
Yeah.
So again, someone in the comments needs to clarify that because I don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least, Millie is allegedly of legal age. 19.
Yeah, but
At least.
again, it's just a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The creator of Trigun, in one of his Trigun mangas, mentioned that he was an executive for a hobby company. This hobby company sells and collects American toys for Japanese American toy enthusiasts.
Okay.
He explained expressed his admiration, particularly for McFarlane toys. He really loves the McFarlane toys. He expressed his interest specifically for them and how they were designed. Here's what's nice about McFarlane toys. McFarlane Toys eventually released Trigun action figures where we get Vash the
Wait,
Stampede.
McFarlane Toys released Trigun action figures?
Yes.
I am shocked.
Specifically, Vash the Stampede. He had Vash the Stampede and Scissorhands and all these
What's
side.
Scissorhands?
It was this character played by Johnny Depp.
Edward Scissorhands. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
McFarlane was spewing out all sorts of action figures from all sorts of franchises, being in a figure series, and one of them is Vash the Stampede.
That is awesome. I would buy that.
You would buy that?
I would buy that. Yeah, if I could find a proper copy or original or whatever.
Okay.
I would buy one just to keep it there.
Given that Todd McFarlane is one of the original creators of Venom and one of the original artists that made the Spider-Man comics, so in the same manga, the creator of Trigun has mentioned that he was actually a fan of Spider-Man and Venom. So what he did was he made a character specifically to pay homage to Venom. His name was Monev the Gale, and he introduced him in the manga, and I think you saw him in the animated series. Yeah, Monev the Gale. You saw him.
What did he look like?
What did he look like? He was big, jacked, and had the wheel gun on his
The guy with
arms.
The purple suit?
Purple suit.
Ah, okay.
If you notice, he had a slight logo in his face.
Yeah, and he had the fangs, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it was the episode Diablo, right?
Yes, Diablo.
That was great. I love that episode. That was a very good episode.
His name was Monev the Gale, and he's
yeah.
based on Venom.
He
and
was a great character. I loved him.
That's why his name is Venom backwards.
That's cool,
Monev
right?
Venom. Vash the Stampede's favorite food is donuts.
Yeah.
What is your favorite donut flavor?
Powdered custard?
Powdered custard.
Yeah, the white ones, you know.
I know what you're talking about.
I love
Those
that
are called Bavarians.
Yeah, Bavaria. Yeah. Love those.
I love the strawberry jelly donuts. I don't know.
Whatever, but the boys are sauce strawberry Bavarian.
Fine. They're not
Okay.
strawberry Bavarians.
There
They're made the same way, eh?
Yeah, but the styles are the same.
Okay, fine. I should eat donuts more often. Donuts are underrated.
Are they?
For me, yeah. Donuts are pretty underrated. Because what do people keep on talking about? They talk about pizza and cake, but I don't necessarily hear donuts all the time.
Probably because nobody really knows what a donut is, where it's placed within the day of eating. You know, like is it a breakfast? Is it a dessert? Is it a snack? I mean, I think it's a snack. Yeah, obviously.
That's actually a good point,
Right.
because with pizza and
pizza,
cake,
it's a meal. It's a full meal.
and cake, it actually has its, traditions and stuff. So yeah, maybe you're right. It's because there's no event or tradition whatsoever that donut in particular goes into. Okay, Millie Thompson's favorite food is apparently pudding.
Yeah, she bought a lot of that. Was this the same episode where D-Wood won the chess match?
Yes.
Yeah, he bought her a lot of pudding, right?
Yes.
Because she won him so much money.
Yes, she was specifically asking for pudding at the background because apparently the bar does not sell pudding.
Yeah, wait, this was the episode where the young couple were trying to run away from the caravan because they were apparently human traffickers.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, what do you think about pudding? Do you like pudding? Do you have a favorite flavor of pudding?
Not really.
Okay. All right.
Pudding, no, well, I like some of that Asian pudding. I don't know if it's Japanese or Chinese, but yeah, no, not really, no.
Okay.
No.
Personally, I like to eat ice cream with pudding.
I don't think I've ever tried that. That sounds interesting.
That's all I can say about pudding. But in
Pudding
general,
on its own is not my thing.
yeah, exactly.
But when you mix
Pudding
it
on
with
its own.
something else, yeah, I like it.
Okay, the original draft of Trigun, the anime finale, concludes with a second wave of Earth colonists landing on the planet Gunsmoke. That's where they are.
Wow, that would have been cool. So that was hinting at a sequel. There was a sequel planned.
There was a sequel planned, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the original draft of the finale for Trigun. Vash the Stampede meets a vision of Rem, and Rem is supposedly taking him away at the end of the episode. This means Vash dies. How do you feel about the original ending of the Trigun animated series?
It would have made sense because really the whole series was basically him trying to get back with Rem, right? That would have made a lot of sense. But I like the idea of him making his way back to Meryl, to be honest with you. That was something I felt that I really wanted to see. Those two finally getting together. They were really nice. It was a good couple.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you're not gonna get a season 2. I'm actually glad with the way it ended because it's like a soft ending per
It was
se.
a soft ending and it
Yeah.
was conclusive.
Conclusive, yes.
Quite conclusive, yeah. And then it just leaves with so much potential for the future. But we can just, as fans, assume what happened.
My best advice really is to read the manga and have fun putting the mixed timeline together. Are you interested in Vash the Stampede ever being picked up into a real life movie?
I've been thinking about it since I was watching this show. I'm like, back in that time, it probably wasn't possible to do. But you know, with movies like John Wick and Nobody, I think it's very plausible to have like a franchise with this character as the lead, you know. It's possible. Just need to get, you know, someone like an actual director who understands how to do action films and is not afraid to make the audience laugh. Because many times a lot of these manga-inspired films tend to fail because the directors or whatnot don't understand the source material.
For me, I think it's too late to make a real life movie of Trigun. It's because the perfect actor has gotten old, but he
Who?
still looks young.
Who, Brad Pitt?
No,
Who?
Justin Long.
Justin Long?
Yes, I think he's the perfect actor to play Vash the Stampede. Believe it or not, the language spoken in Planet Gunsmoke is English. So, assuming that that's the case, I'm guessing Vash the Stampede is not Japanese, he's American. I feel that Justin Long is the perfect guy. It's because he is skinny, he's scrawny, he's a pushover, and yet he has that look and that face that can somewhat say that he can be an action hero.
I personally think it could be Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, man, Ryan Gosling. He can play anyone.
Actually, based on the bad
I've
cops
seen
scene.
this movie. Yeah, what, The Nice Guys?
Nice guys,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah, right? He was great. That's the reason why I picked him.
Actually, thinking about it, I think he could be a good Wolfwood.
Yeah, he would. Either Vash or Wolf would dye his hair black. Yeah, he'd be great.
What is your favorite takeaway with Trigun? A favorite moral story, moral lesson, or anything that you've taken away from the series whatsoever?
I think the whole idea of morality was that, you know, it's wrong to kill, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of the show, right?
Yeah.
I felt, in my point of view, they kind of beat it over the head of the audience a little too much, especially towards the final few episodes. There are points where I was like, okay, I get it. He doesn't like to kill. Killing is wrong. I get it. Do you really have to keep insisting on saying it, you know, every few seconds?
Okay.
But, you know, for me personally, my favorite moral, I don't know if this was intended or not, is that no matter how bad things were, all you gotta do is smile. No matter how bad things can go, how bad things can get, all you gotta do is find a reason and a way to smile. Things can get better over time.
That's actually my favorite takeaway with My Hero Academia because that's what
I've never seen that.
That's what I got from All Might. But yeah, that's a good takeaway. My takeaway is probably Vash the Stampede by 4 Years Strong. Okay, overall, do you have a rating for Vash the Stampede in general or Vash the Stampede the anime?
In terms of the show itself, I still say the first 16 episodes, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it, especially when him and Wolfwood were together. Great stuff. 10 out of 10. From the episodes moving forward, again, I mentioned, I get it. You have to build a plot line. You have to get to the whole point of everything. You have to have a big baddie and whatnot. I felt that they kind of beat the whole killing is wrong thing over the audience's head a little too much. And I felt that the wrong villain was the main villain. I genuinely felt Legato was a more formidable and a better written villain than Knives. That's my opinion.
All I can say is this. The reason why Vash the Stampede managed to beat Knives is because Knives has been giving him villain after villain after villain and he just got better and better and better, while Knives is just chilling out in his little plant pot.
Yeah, man, it was like an RPG. Vash had all the side quests first. Did all the side quests, increased his XP, and he killed the main villain.
Yep.
He, well, almost killed him. You know, he kept him alive, obviously.
You think so?
Yeah, he picked him up and he covered all his wounds, you know. And the thing is, who's to say he's gonna change when he wakes up? He could kill everybody there the moment he wakes up. By the way, from 17 onwards, 8 out of 10. Overall, 9 out of 10
All right.
for me, yeah, which is good.
For me, I'm probably going to give it an 8, but the thing is, I'm not necessarily the most religious guy out there, but I love God nevertheless. And the thing is that Trigun managed to incorporate God and give God some importance without making God the whole gist of Trigun. So I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. I'm not gonna give it a full 10 out of 10 because the thing is, it's just so cringy. And I thought it would fade away, but no, the cringy stuff just stayed there. The cringy
That
stuff.
was the stuff I liked the most, though.
You like the
It's been
cringy stuff.
Stupid, and, you know. But they were hinting that maybe he wasn't so stupid after all. In between, you know, I love that. It was funny to me, especially when he was fighting those bounty hunters in the first episode, where they were all confusing one another for Vash, because there's no way this idiot could be the humanoid typhoon.
Yeah.
It was impossible that this dumbass could be the humanoid typhoon. That's why I found it funny, I found it entertaining. And I like that every now and then you get a hint that, whoa, this guy is not stupid. This guy might not be so stupid. He's actually quite skilled. Maybe he's doing all of this on purpose somehow.
It supports your 9 and it hinders my 10.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough.
All right. Thank you very much, Brian Leo,
Thank
for
you.
being here for my Trigun podcast. And watch out for me on April 29 and April 30 at Ayala 30th. I hope to see you there. Don't be a stranger. Say hello.
Jerry, bang, bang.